Happy birthday, AALL Create. Welcome everybody. We have got an amazing, and I really do mean this sincerely, an amazing one-day special. I'm going to get into this in one moment. Top tip though, if you're going to go for the one-day special, and I know a lot of you are, just hold back because we've got a complete collection. With the complete collection, there's added savings, there are birthday gifts. I'm going to introduce you to someone, and I was so fortunate to present her first show. And I'll tell you a little bit of a backstory. The minute we finished, I actually sent an email, and I've very rarely, I've done it on a couple of occasions. I sent an email to management and said, look, we've got someone here as a guest. I think she's amazing. We need to have her on more. Genuinely, true story. That's Tracy. I love working with her. I was trying to put you at ease, not make you feel uncomfortable.
How am I supposed to follow that?
No, but Tracy, I tell you what I saw, genuinely. You were so sincere. And that's, to me, that's what came across. Just doing that show with you, and I know you're nervous, and I know you were nervous, and it's the nature of TV, but I think that's a good sign because these mean so much to you. You've poured, and I was chatting to Tracy. Tracy has poured so much of herself into these stamps, and you've got such a huge fan base. And do you know why I think you're popular? Is because crafters at home can really connect. You are a crafter, and it's that sincerity that comes across. If you design something, you design something to be used.
Oh, definitely. And for me, Yanis, the sincerity is very important, and also the fact that the products are used and they don't sit on a shelf. That's really vital for me.
You want people to, and you want to teach those techniques. Okay, I'll tell you what we're going to do. I'm so pleased. I'll tell you why. Tracy was saying to me, oh, your abs, it was really busy earlier on with the abs, and you were nervous and you were worried about it. And I know it's always a bit scary. We are very busy. Now, we need to get to complete collection really quickly. Can I just explain, if you're going to go for this, and this is where I'd be 100%, go for the complete collection. Please be a Freedom member. If you're not a Freedom member, I want you to sign up to Freedom membership. I'm trying to save you money. I know it sounds a bit weird, but you will actually save money becoming a Freedom member, and we've got Freedom membership at the lowest price we've ever featured it. So it's $5.97. Become a Freedom member, and then you will be saving on that complete collection £17.89. And with the complete collection, you've got 3 flexi payments as well. So I know we've got details for the one-day special on at the moment. Just going to let you know what you're getting with the one-day special. Personally, and I know it's up to preference and a budget, I'd be going for the complete. But this is what you're getting with the one-day special. Look at these stamps. And do you know what's interesting? I was chatting to Tracy, and she was saying that these are designed, because I know we obviously associate you with the flowers. Yep. But these are nice because this gives us a different way to work with all your other stamps.
Exactly, and that was the whole point really, the fact that I like each release to look a little bit different, to still have my, trademark style, but to offer you something a little bit different each time, but so that they all work together as well.
I'm just going to turn them all around so we can see what we're getting with the one-day special, and it's not easy to do. There we go.
I think you've done it.
Okay, here we go. All right, now, that's what you're getting. Sorry, the number and alphabet, let me just flip that around for you. Is that better? There you go. Okay, so that's what you're getting with the one-day special. You're not just getting this though, because you're also going to be receiving a freebie. Can I just point out, there are 2 birthday presents. They're different. So if you go for the one-day special, you're going to be getting this. This is your nesting bird stamp. Now that's worth $7.99. That's with the one-day special. Turn that around. If you go for the complete, you don't get this in the complete as a birthday gift. You get this. Look at this. So that is your present if you go for the complete collection. That's worth $11.99. But here's the good thing. If you do want that nesting bird stamp, if you buy anything else on the show, then you will get that as a free gift. So you haven't lost that if you go for the complete collection. Buy anything else on the show, you'll receive that. Can we just talk about the complete collection? Because we're suddenly now, we're getting everything that we're seeing here, Tracy.
Yes, and I've really sincerely enjoyed working with these because I've been able to use bits of them on every single project that I've done. So it's worked really well. But I think it's also important to point out, Yanis, that the freebies were actually designed at the same time as the whole bundle. So these are not just a freebie as in we've just chucked something together. I designed these at the same time as the complete bundle so that they're meant to coordinate with them, so that the free gifts actually mean something rather than I'm just giving you a free gift.
I've got to tell you, we are 5 minutes into the show, complete collection. approaching 20% of the stock.
Thank you so
5 minutes
much.
into the show. We are so busy. Please become a Freedom member for that complete collection. You're not saving £5 as a Freedom member. You're actually saving £14.87, and then on top of that, the £3 saving that you would have had with the one-day special. So you're actually saving £17.89, and then on top of that, you're getting your freebie stamp worth £11.99. So when you think about it, £17.89 saving and £11.99 stamp thrown in as part of the birthday event. What a bundle! But do you know what really makes this special? It's been designed by Tracy, and I genuinely, hand on heart, mean that, because she as a designer is exceptional. She really does get it right every time. And when you think about these, look at this. This is what I'm talking about. And when you start playing, and I know Tracy has a lot of fans who've been building up your designs and collection from Tracy and AALL Create. Imagine your flowers and blooms and all the different stamps. Beautiful, beautiful birds in this collection. So we can go, and then you've got, I love the pine cone in there as well. You've got that layering, the detail coming through. You're going to create, yes. Tell me a little bit about this bird.
I just love that bird. I always like a little bit of quirky.
Yeah.
But the idea of the bird is that you can use it with the wheels or without the wheels. It could be spring, it could be summer, it could be autumn, it could be Halloween, it can be anything. But I just love that top hat.
It's so cool. And then you've got little doodle design coming through here. This is all using that complete collection. Or you're going to go here. You get an understanding. Oh, sorry, I dropped one. You get an understanding of what you can do with this collection. We are so busy, genuinely busy. A quarter of the stock has gone. That's the complete collection. It's where everyone's going at the moment. Take advantage of the flexi payments. Please become a Freedom member. I am trying to save you money, because as a Freedom member, you would have, if you're becoming a Freedom member just to get this collection, enjoy Freedom membership for a month. You get exclusive discounts. Anything you buy, you'll save on your P&P. But let's just think about this, because if you're not a Freedom member, postage is £3.95. So Freedom membership is £5.97. For an extra £2 and what, 2 pence, you become a Freedom member, and then you'll have access to that £17 saving, and you'll also get that bonus gift in there as well, £11.99. Look, it is a great way to get that complete collection. There is a lot going on the show. I will turn all these back round. I just wanted to show you the stamps that you are getting. I wish I could have shared with you just chatting to Tracy beforehand, and she is just such a genuine person. I love Tracy, I really do. I think as a guest she's incredible, but if you was to speak to Tracy and see how personal this collection, how hard she worked to design these stamps for you. Tracy is a perfectionist, and in my view that's the kind of designer you want to invest in. I think the best way to display how good these stamps are is for me to be quiet and hand over to Tracy, but we are very busy for that complete collection. We are approaching 30% of the stock for the complete collection. We're not even 10 minutes in, so enough from me. I'm going to hand you over to the lovely Tracy.
Thanks, Janice. Good evening, everybody, and thank you very much for purchasing. I think I should just take a couple of seconds just to wish AALL and AALL Create a happy birthday. And I'd also like to say a huge congratulations to Olga, Bapasha and Janet on their designs. I just want to show you just a couple of samples with the free gift, because even though it's a free gift, I want to show you that it's a usable free gift, and it's not just a free gift that you're not going to use, and it actually works with all the designs, and I think that's important. So I did want to spend a couple of minutes just to show you that. And if you've got the washi tapes, the actual clear washi tape that AALL bought out, the actual cream one, if you stamp this background onto that washi tape, you actually create your own washi tapes, which is what I did here. Oh. So they work really well. And
can I just let everyone know, Tracy, that what you're showing with that free gift, that's for the complete collection, because there are 2 gifts. There's one for the one-day special, and then what you're showing is for the complete.
Yes, sorry about that.
Oh, that's okay.
Just to show everybody what we're creating this evening, this is what we'll be creating. And what I've tried to do is I've tried to do something a little bit different to what AALL does. Okay. So AALL has gone full on colour. I'm going for a more muted paired back colour scheme. And what I want to try and show you is how you can make your stamps sing. So the stamps do all the work. So it's a very basic background, but it's the stamps that do all the hard work.
You've got, and this is what I love about AALL Create, because there's so many talented aspects. You've got Abs, you've got the team, you've got yourself, and each one of you have your own style.
I think that's the best part about the team. Everybody's got their own style, and I think that's what we should all stick with, you know, and sort of not overlap. I think it's lovely that we've all got our own style.
It's a really special company.
Yes.
And I mean that because you've got inspiration from across the globe. And do you know one thing I noticed, that everyone gets on so well? There's a real sense of community within AALL Create.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's because most of us have been there since for 4 years, but even Janet, who joined us not so long ago, she's fitted in really well.
She has, and she's lovely.
And she's got her quirky characters, so it works really well.
Brilliant.
So what I'm going to do now is I just want to stamp the images, because they will be part of the design anyway, but I just want to stamp them just so you can see the detail in the stamps. Sometimes we rush away and do the background and we don't concentrate on the stamp enough. Now, it's important that whenever you get a new stamp that you prime them. You need to prime the stamps and make sure that you give them a good inking with your VersaFine Clair and allow that ink to dry. And then
seasons it.
It seasons it, but you need to allow that ink to dry and then ink for a second time. Don't clean it. Ink for a second time, and then stamp onto scrap paper, and then ink a third time, and then your stamp is primed. If you don't do that, you've got a sticky residue that's during the manufacturing process. And I know Abs will always say, Tracy says I'm to prime my stamps. It's just to get you into good habits. I think if you get into good habits, you won't get frustrated with your stamps. And we all have different methods of stamping, and whatever works for you, that's great. But I just think if you prime them, you're off to a good start.
Nice.
Now, I've got a bit of a weak wrist at the moment, so I'm just proving to you that even with a weak wrist, you can lift these acrylic blocks just so that you get this central area here. Now, don't be in a rush to lift your stamp. Even when you're on live TV, it's so easy to rush that stamping. I don't want to rush it. I just want to take my time to make sure that I get a good impression. And if I just lift that, you can see, I mean, just look at the detail in that. I just think it's fantastic. I just adore that image.
I mean, that
could be a notelet in itself.
Done.
Exactly.
That actually looks like you've worked very, very hard to layer up, create your background, put your feature stamp on there. That in what literally just stamped out, you've got a great
But you've hit the nail on the head there, because as a stamp designer or whatever designer, you've got to appeal to all tastes. So the idea is, if you don't like my layered style, you might want to do something clean and simple. So that shows you can do it clean and simple. I have cut one out earlier as well. But what I want to do is I just want to show you the pine cone stamped as well.
This is lovely too. Tracy, just before we stamp this out, can I just let everyone know, we are 13 minutes into the show. This is the launch show of our one-day special that's meant to last 24 hours. 30%. 30% of the complete collection has gone. It's where nearly everybody is going right now. So if you do want to get hold of the complete collection, please, please, please become a Freedom member. You'll be saving money as a Freedom member. So if you're not a Freedom member, get your Freedom membership, and then I promise you, you'll actually be saving money on that complete collection. 3 flexi payments, and don't forget, you're going to be getting your bonus gift worth $11.99 as well, courtesy of AALL Create's birthday celebrations. Okay.
So I'm just inking this stamp up, Yanis, because we'll be using this in the project as well. But I just want to show that I just think sometimes we're in a little bit of a rush to go and do the backgrounds without showing the stamps, without showing exactly what you're paying for. So I'm just going to press this stamp, which is a good sort of half of the A4 sheet. So it's a really good size stamp. Now what I want you to think is, I want you to think outside the box, and the fact that if you didn't want the pine cone, you can use the branch on its own. So then you could dangle a heart and you could make it Valentine's, or you could have the bird sitting on the branch. The idea is that you don't just think of it as one-trip wonders.
Was that going on in your mind when you were designing it?
Those things, they have to go on in my mind, because if I can't create plenty of designs, or I'm not inspired, then there really is no point in creating them.
You are so good with your designs, but I love hearing your thought process as well. Weren't you saying that if you design something, if you personally can't think of 10 ways to use it, you won't release it?
Well, this was 10 times easier to do with this set. It was just so easy. I just find them so
I mean,
So
that
inspiring.
Looks just like that, monochromatic.
It looks printed, doesn't
Do you
it?
know what? It really does. I'd do that on some tissue paper. I think
Oh,
that
it
would
looks
look
fantastic.
fantastic.
Yeah, but it just looks pretty. You could do that on candles.
Yeah.
So on candles.
Yes.
So what we're going to do now is we're just going to create a background. Now it's a nice simple background because this time it's not about just creating the backgrounds. This demo is all about using the stamps and getting the most from your stamps. So what I'm doing is I'm creating a background with distress ink, not oxide, distress ink. So I'm using distress ink peeled paint and I'm just smooshing that ink.
Nice.
Now if you were at home, you would let this dry before you go to your other colours. I haven't got that luxury and I'm not going to spend ages doing this background because I really want to get to the stamping.
Yeah.
So that's the whole point of this demo is the stamps.
Nice. Now, I know you love to share your techniques on social media, and obviously we can follow AALL Create as well. So there's some groups we need to follow.
Yeah, there's AALL Create Fanatics.
Yeah.
And I've also got a group myself, which is Tracy Evans Craft Addicts.
Please
and
follow
we've got
both.
a lovely community. We've got Karen that does swaps. So she creates a swap every so often. So if you want to get involved in those, Karen sorts that out. But we've got a lovely community atmosphere.
Right. Just repeat both those again for everyone.
It's AALL Create Fanatics and Tracy Evans Craft Addicts.
Awesome.
So what I'm doing now is I'm layering my distress oxide on top of the distress ink. Now what you would do, because I'm not going to spend 15 minutes doing this because you want to see me using the stamps, what you do is you repeat this. And you know what I'm like, I say it a lot on Facebook. You need to do this 5, 6, 7, 8 times until you get a background that looks like that. So your background, the reason that you need to take your time doing your background is that it gives you the depth. It gives you the depth of colour. And because I've mixed the distress ink and the oxide, you get that two-tone colour.
Yeah.
So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to place a square of card and I'm going to take the alphabet set. Now this alphabet set, I'm going to use it as is. I'm going to use it as if it was a stamp set in its own right. I'm not going to use it as individual letters. I'm using it as if it was a stamp set in its own right.
Nice.
So I'm inking all those letters up.
But I've just looked at the bunting as well, and I will show, so I won't interrupt your demonstration, I'll show it in a bit, but you can, obviously we can spell out words as well.
Yes,
I mean,
these are all separate stamps.
They're a good size, aren't they?
They're all separate stamps.
Yeah.
So what I'm doing is I'm just inking this with Verdant VersaFine Clair, and then I'm using Pine Cone, which is rather apt. I'm using Pine Cone VersaFine Clair just to stamp over this alphabet.
So we've been featuring VersaFine Clair at Hochanda, and I just find I'm noticing a lot more crafters using it, more the colours.
Not just the colours, I think it's also because, Janice, it's got a good open time.
Yeah.
And if you're demonstrating,
Yeah.
when you're demonstrating and you're a bit stressed, and if you've got a very detailed stamp, there is no point using archival.
No.
If you've got a very detailed stamp, the archival ink will dry too quickly. And if it dries too quickly, well, you're going to fail every time.
And we're not using acrylic block
I'm not
here,
using the
just the
acrylic block,
acetate.
no, I'm using the acetate. I'm trying to show how the stamps, because of their quality, because of their depth, that the product is what does the work.
Nice.
You know, yes, you have to think about the design and the style, but it's the product that does the work. And if we just lift this up, you can see that I've got some of that alphabet there.
Now that looks very, very cool. That's not been stamped with an acrylic block. Literally, Tracy's got it on the acetate and just pressed down. I've got a question for you, Tracy.
Yes?
Are you still feeling nervous though? Are you
Still
in your
a little
happy?
bit.
Really, you're in your happy place now.
Oh no, I'm in my
Nothing to
happy
worry
place
about.
demonstrating. Yes, I love demonstrating. So I'm just going to add a few of those letters towards the base of my project, just where we haven't got much interest. So I'm just going to add that to my base of my project. Again, I'm not using an acrylic block. You can use an acrylic block if you want, but it means that I can keep all the letters stuck on the plastic. It means I don't have to peel every single one off. It just means that I've got a lovely background.
That really is a great background.
Perfect background, nice and easy.
Like that.
And it's just to show also that your alphabet stamps don't have to be used as alphabets, they can be used as a background stamp. So I'm just going to blot that because we're getting into good habits. So we're just going to blot that.
I think this is a good rule of thumb in life in general. If you're going to do something, try to get in good habits early on.
Yes, absolutely. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to create a square spotlight. And I just want to create a square spotlight And what I need to do is make sure that I get a really good layer of ink onto this inking tool.
Yeah.
And then I'm just going to blend that colour just around the outside edge, just to make sure that we've got that blend of colour.
And obviously you've got your masks down there, so it's one of the techniques when we do reveal, it becomes so much more prominent.
Yes, it does.
Yeah.
But this, don't forget, Yanis, we're going for a more subtle approach.
Yeah.
We're not going for something that's in your face, and we're not going for bright colours.
No.
So this is meant to look completely different to what you've seen before.
Okay. Oh, I've just got to tell everyone when we're doing this, we're so busy, and I knew we would be. The minute I saw these stamps, I knew it was going to be a busy one. We're actually approaching 40% of the stock for the complete collection. So many of you going for this complete collection, and all I can say is I cannot wait to see what you're going to be doing with these. When they arrive, this is the kind of parcel, when you do open it up, you are going to be excited about getting. You want to jump straight to it. Trust me, you're in for an absolute treat. Okay.
So what we've got here, Yanis, is we've got this square spotlight, but also I've got this piece here, which we'll create another card with during the 24
Amazing.
hours. So that gives you 2 projects for the price of 1.
Great.
So what I want to do now is I want my bird to stand on here, but I want to add some background detail. And you've got a fabulous little background stamp here. And this little stamp, everybody knows that I just love random numbers. It's well known that I'm slightly odd, and I do like random numbers. It's just one of them things that I like.
Yeah.
And mine is so well used, I have to look at it twice. And I don't want the ink, I want the oxide.
See, that's a good sign. I always like it when I see a well-used stamp. That's obviously something that you've
Oh,
reached
it's well
to
used.
a lot.
This one I've used over and over and over again.
Yeah, we like
It's
that.
just got so many little details on there. So I'm now adding the distress oxide. And I think it's just about enjoying your stamps and not getting too stressed. I know it's not nice if you make a mistake and you get frustrated with yourself, but don't get too frustrated. At the end of the day, it's a stamp. And at the minute, I'm using these as is. I'm not using them with an acrylic block.
No.
But you're only going for tone on tone at the moment.
Yes.
Please don't think that you're going for anything other than tone on tone at the moment. I will show you the detail in close-up shots shortly.
Okay.
Because we're going for tone on tone, and then we're going for a more detailed look. Can you just see this here? I just love that. You see,
that's
those
nice.
little details, they're just important for me.
Sophisticated. This is a nice card. I like it.
This is one of those cards, Janice, that takes a little bit of time.
Yeah.
What I want to show everybody is that I know when we're on TV, it has to be a little bit rush, rush, rush. But I was determined that for the first demo, I'm not going to rush. I'm not going to stress about the fact that the cameras are staring at me. I'm literally going to enjoy the process of building my layers.
Good. You're amongst friends. This is a safe space.
But actually on here, little important details for me are there's a little word on here that says vintage.
Yeah.
And these little things like this make me happy. So what I do is I'll just stamp that word vintage here, just so I've got this word vintage here.
Nice.
And then I'm going to stamp it in this corner. And all I'm doing is using a little A7 stamp set. And to be honest, I could make a card with an A7 stamp set. I could make a
Easily,
complete card. And with this stamp set, I feel that I've packed quite a bit in that could make it interesting for you. So what I'm going to do now, what I'm aiming for, is I'm building a composition.
Yeah.
So I'm going to use this square stamp. This is one designed by Abs.
Okay.
Now I need to draw the eye in a little bit. So we're going for monochromatic, and we're going for something that's pared down.
Yeah.
So we've got Abs who's showing stamps that are using full-on colour, and I'm trying to complement that by doing something completely different.
Everything we used thus far has been included in the complete collection. What Tracy's working with right now that's from another collection. Am I right in saying that?
It is.
Yeah. We're just going to show the details. This is your geometric, so we'll bring up the details there. $89.89 your price, and you're getting the geometric collection. So 4 stamp sets and 8 stencils, and you've got 3 flexi payments. Okay.
So what I'm doing here is I'm just stamping the edge. I'm making a mess with the black ink pad. I'm just stamping the edge of the square stamp, and I'm not stamping all the way across the edges. I'm stamping little bits. and this draws the eye in. And if you notice, I move the card around so that I get the right edge of the stamp, so I don't end up with some straight lines, because I don't want to end up with 2 straight lines.
Out of interest, if somebody's going for the complete collection,
Yep.
and they want to achieve that sort of same effect, which one of the stamps, and I know we're trying to show all the stamps we have on the show,
Yep.
which one of the stamps would you say from the complete collection would work best to achieve that effect?
No problem at all, it'd be this one.
Okay, just showing you that there. Just bear
So
with us.
you'd do this with the complete collection, you'd go around the edges with this,
Yeah, okay.
and you could even go around the edges with these details.
So there's always a way.
Anything that's not too overpowering.
Yeah.
So in your complete collection, you can create so many things. And also, I'm creating this as a card, but this could easily be a canvas. It could be anything at all.
And I just want to say, Tracy was really, she is a true crafter, and she's so sweet. So she wanted to make sure, and I know that obviously we're demonstrating all the stamps we have on the show, but she wanted to make sure that if somebody, their budget, they're just going for one option, that they can use that and all the techniques. So she was really keen for me to get across to you guys at home the alternatives if you're just going for this. And that says a lot about Tracy.
I just want to say a thank you as well, Yanis, to the design team.
Yeah.
The design team have done an amazing job, so I just want to say thank you to them, because to be honest, without the design team, none of this would come to life anyway.
The design team are incredible, and do you know what I love though? That you can see, I think as a presenter, I can always tell when a design team have been particularly inspired by a collection.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lots of stencils,
they like it. Yeah, they like
I must admit, I've been really inspired, but inspired to use different colour combinations
Nice.
because of the stamps. So what I've got here is I've cut out a square from a piece of thick card mount board, and I used Abs's square stencil, so his big A4 one. And what I'm doing is I'm doing direct to paper. And all I'm doing is, and what I'm trying to do, the whole point of my demos this time around, is to try and get you to think about how hard working your stamps are, rather than, oh, Tracy's done 75 layers, which is what I normally do.
Yeah.
No slight exaggeration. What I'm trying to do is to pare it back, but to show you that even if you've only got 3 ink pads, you can still create a beautiful design. So I'm now looking for one of my other stamps. There it is. So I'm now using this one, which is the framework elements.
Nice. There's just so much to choose from in this one collection.
But I wanted to cram in as much as possible.
You have.
I wanted to cram in as much as possible.
This is, if I had to describe you as a restaurant, this is the kind of restaurant you go where you get hearty food and they pile it on the plate.
Yeah.
You love what you're eating.
Hey, you've got to make your money work.
Of course, because I hate going to restaurants where they bring you a big plate and fancy food in tiny portions.
Oh yeah, with
I
like
want to
3
get my
things
money's
on.
worth. Yeah.
So what I'm doing now is I'm inking this little stamp up here, and I'm using the brown. Make sure we've got it the right way.
Yeah.
So I'm inking with the pine cone. I picked pine cone on purpose just because it said pine cone, because I'm using pine cone.
Yeah.
I am very sad like that. Can't help myself. So what I'm going to do is I've not heat set this or anything, because what this does is when you've got oxides on there, it sort of tones down the ink.
Okay.
So I'm using this, and if you've noticed, I've used a lot of stamps with my fingers and not acrylic blocks.
Oh, I have noticed that this hour.
Well, I'm trying to appeal to, you know, those that have only got a few products, that may be investing, just to show you that when you've just got so many products, you can achieve quite a bit.
Tracy, that looks so good.
Doesn't those numbers look fab?
Seriously, and
I just
you've
love
just
them.
taken a small aspect from that stamp. That is ridiculous.
It just looks fab, doesn't it?
All we've done there, I say we, it's all we, all Tracy's done, is literally direct to paper with her ink and then just stamped over. Anyone can do that, but how good does it look?
I think it's about composition and thinking about your whole style.
You're right.
So what
Absolutely
I'm doing here is, we've stamped these squares here around the outside edge. So what I want to do is stamp these squares just on here.
So is that continuity?
Exactly. A lot of people sometimes say to me, Tracy, well, is that really important? Yes, it is, because I'm creating continuity. If I don't create continuity, I'm not going to get the right balance or anything.
And the thing with continuity is, if you don't notice it, you've done your job well. It's when you look at something, it doesn't seem right, it's a little bit jarring, you think it needs that final touch. But by adding those layers, you might not necessarily spot it initially, but it guides your eye smoothly around. It is important.
And I spend a lot of time, when I was creating these samples, I did spend a lot of time sort of looking at the layers and the balance. And I often talk about white space, and even when I do a background that's full on inky, if you noticed I've still got touches of white space.
Yeah.
I don't cover everything within an inch of its life. So this will go here.
That's looking great.
And then we've got our beard. We've got to have our beard.
Yeah.
I mean, I've done him in 2 colourways because I couldn't make my mind up which I've got the most colour of.
So dapper bird.
Isn't he dapper? He's just fabulous. I just think he's wonderful.
Bird. I think
like
bird
him.
would also be great steampunk.
Exactly, but that you're also then appealing to those that like steampunk kind of images.
Or vintage, you described it best when you said this collection is quirky. It's a little bit different. And you know, you love to have so much fun with your crafting. I think you really express that in your design.
I love it. I just love it. So what we're doing now is I'm going to cover the bird in clear embossing.
Okay.
And then we're going to have a go with the pine cone as well.
Nice. So this is going to give us a nice shiny finish?
Yes, it will, yes. So I'll just move those out of the way so you can actually see.
What was it like moving away? Because obviously I know you love your flowers. A little bit different with this release. What was it like?
It's always frightening when you're designing stamps, because until the stamps are released, you've got no concept of what the public are going to think.
Yeah.
It's all right for me being a little bit balmy and wanting something quirky, but obviously you want somebody else to believe in those designs. So for me, but I love something a bit quirky.
Yeah,
I love something a bit different, and also I'll be going back to my flowers, but if I don't mix it up a bit, then you're never going to be surprised.
Cool. But you know what I like? Speaking about mixing it up, this collection will work so well with your previous releases.
Oh, absolutely, because you could put flowers. Yeah, you could put flowers with them and everything.
Yeah.
So we're just...
Now, after we've done this, Tracy, we're over halfway through the show, so I will have to have a recap.
That's fine, okay? Yes, because that's perfect. I can just put another layer on here while you do that. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So you won't be missing anything, I promise. All Tracy's going to be doing with the bird is just adding another layer there. I really hope you're enjoying this show. I've been genuinely looking forward to this all week, and when I was driving into work, I got a long commute to Hochanda. I had a smile on my face because I knew this was going to be a good show. Very quickly, we have got the one-day special. This is what you're getting with the one-day special. Brand new stamps from Tracy. I'm actually going to be really quick here because a lot of you are going for the complete collection, which includes the one-day special, but you're getting so much more. I do want to say, though, if you are investing in the one-day special, your price is there, so you're saving £3, $59.96. You've got 2 flexi payments, and you'll also be getting this bonus gift. It's different to the complete collection. That's worth $7.99, and that's included with the one-day special. But the majority of you are going for the complete collection, and I do not blame you. 40% of the stock, we had a lot of stock. We genuinely had a lot of stock. 40% of the stock's gone in 30 minutes. Now, this is the stock that's meant to last until tomorrow. 24 hours worth of stock. 40% of it has gone. So you are getting absolutely everything that you're seeing here, and just stamping out, seeing the quality of the design work that Tracy's afforded you. Where was the one, Tracy, you just stamped when we... Can you just show? No, that, you know when we started the show? Just that one there? Yeah, there we go. Just have a look. I can't touch it, but we'll let Tracy show you. So Tracy this is where we started the show. Now have a look at that. If anyone's just tuning in, you would have thought that this was a technique, so Tracy masked off, she stamped, created the background. That is all one stamp. And that gives you an indication of the quality and the effort and the design that Tracy puts into all her work. That is just one tiny aspect of the complete collection. We also had the pine. Would you mind just showing that one as well, Tracy?
Of course. Yeah.
And I think this is great to show them stamped out, because you've done nothing else to that.
No.
Look at the quality of that design. Are you looking at that right now and getting excited? Have you got ideas in your mind? There is nothing to that apart from ink stamping out, and you've got the most fantastic image. So that's what you get with Tracy, and thank you for showing those, Tracy.
Problem.
I think it's important just to show, and that's a real compliment to a designer and a stamp, if without technique, just literally stamping it out and showing you how good it is. Now remember, with the complete collection, you're also getting a bonus gift worth $11.99, so it's different to the bonus gift with our ODS, our one-day special. Look at this. But with the bonus gifts, these have been designed by Tracy to work with this release. They weren't stamps that AALL Create had and thought we'll just put it with this collection. So both the bonus birthday gifts with these collections, so the complete or the one-day special, have been designed by Tracy at the same time she was designing these specifically to go with everything that you are getting. And my goodness, are you getting a lot. Over 40% of the stock. We are busy. Let me just show you some examples of what you could be doing, and the design team, they've had fun. Look at that. Beautiful bird collage. Or could you imagine doing something like this? I love this scribble with that. It looks like it's textured. Or what about this? It just screams for colour. You've got scope to add colour into the mix. We've got our dapper bird, and I have to say this is a beautiful inspiration for the dapper bird. Look at that. Yes. Tracy's just done a phenomenal job with this release. Let me just show you this one as well. So you get an idea, and these genuinely are the tip of the iceberg of what you're getting with that complete collection. There's an A4 stamp in there. I mean, these are great sizes. That is an A4 stamp that you're getting. So much going on just that one stamp. And then you've got all these other stamps in the mix as well. We've got sentiments, we've got images, we've got collages. 3 flexi payments of $32.98. Don't pay that. I don't want anybody to pay $32.98 flexi. I'll tell you why. Because I want you to pay $29.68. Please become a Freedom member, and I'm trying to save you money. I'm not trying to upsell Freedom membership here. As a Freedom member, you're actually saving money. So become a Freedom member. Your actual saving as a Freedom member is £17.89, because remember, you're getting the £3 saving from the one-day special on top of that £14.89 saving that we just featured on your screen. You've got 3 flexi payments. Now, you have been shopping ahead. I just want to share with you some items that are proving popular as we head back to Tracy. We've got a set of 3 stamps that are proving very popular. Third of the stock's gone here. Wow, that's a good saving too. Saving £10. We've got the fungus there, the nibs and the mushrooms and the passion flower. $28.97 your price. 685533 your item number. Another set of 3 that you might be interested in. Yeah, this is really cool. And a third of the stock has gone here as well. $28.97 your price, saving £10, 412389. So enough from me. We're going to head back to Tracy as we continue with our demonstration. If you do have any questions, please get in touch, studio@hochanda.com.
Thanks, Janice. So yes, as I was saying, this demonstration takes a little bit longer because there's a lot more detail to it, and it's showing that whether you're making a card or whether you're making a canvas, you know, a card doesn't have to, it can still be a work of art, even a card can. Sure. So what I'm doing here, also with this stamp set, I think it's important to say that all this, apart from that, can be used on lots of different projects. It can just be used with anything dangling from it. And I'll show you a different sample in one of the other hours, but there's lots of scope with it, lots of ideas I've got for that. Nice. And I also love the pine cone because it just reminds me of nature so much.
And you do draw a lot of your inspiration around from nature.
From nature, absolutely. And I just like to take my time now and I don't want the leaves on this occasion, so I'm just using part of the pine cone. So I just wing it. You could mask this off if you wanted with low-tack tape. Tracy's just going for it. Because at the end of the day, you know, it's a piece of card. I can easily put some overlays should I not do it perfectly. So I'm just adding the ink just to the berry areas. There's some beautiful berries on there. And I'm just, as always, I take my time to add plenty of ink. Sometimes we're in so much of a rush to just not do the job properly that's when we get frustrated. So just like that. And what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to hover over my design. Hopefully you can see this. So I'm just hovering where I want this now before I place my bird. So I'm just deciding, and every project that you do looks completely different. So I'm placing it there. And I love, with the pine cone, you could also, I mean, I've used clear embossing powder on this occasion, but you could actually cut into the pine cone just so that you can lift some of those areas. So you could actually cut into that as well. So again, with the acrylic blocks, because I'm using that bigger image, I'm just lifting the acrylic block just to make sure I get good, even pressure. And really, it's a good example. With my wrist being weaker than normal, it proves that you can still get a good impression with the right tools.
Is your wrist getting better?
Yeah, sort of,
Slowly.
I think.
It's one of those.
It's very slowly.
I hurt when I was younger, so I used to play a lot of tennis, and I hurt my wrist, and it's one of those injuries. It really does take. It takes months to get better.
It does. But I mean,
we're showing
just
the
look
point.
at that.
With even with an injured wrist, you're still able to get such
yeah.
a beautiful print.
But I think it's down to priming the stamp, using a quality acrylic block and a quality stamp, and then you get exactly what you want.
Tracy, can we just take a moment
Yeah.
to just enjoy what you... I know we're going to be building on this, but I'm sure everyone at home will agree. That looks incredible. And that was a blank piece of paper when we started.
But isn't that the best bit, though?
Come on, Tracy.
A blank piece of paper, and then you look at it and you think, oh, I love it.
Tracy, you are good.
I love it.
This highlights that, and for me, what I think makes you so special is you are just so passionate and enthusiastic about sharing those techniques.
Well, I think really, if you're going to design, you should be passionate about your products, really, because if you're not, then something's not right.
These kind of hours, I think, this is what makes Hochanda such a special place.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm now going to add 2 layers to my pine cone, and I'm just bending the paper and breaking the fibres in the paper just to give my pine cone more life.
Okay.
Just so it doesn't necessarily look like a piece of paper. Yes, I know we know it's a piece of paper, but just to give it a little bit more life. These little touches are just important.
Right.
So we're going to place that. She says, come on, Tracy, get another glue.
Okay, as you're doing that, I'm just going to remind everyone, a lot of you are going for that complete collection, and so many of you are becoming Freedom members. Please do that. I'm trying to save you money, but let me just show you. So Freedom membership is £5.97. Here's the thing. Postage and packaging. So if you go for the complete collection, postage and packaging is £3.95. So for an extra £2 and 2 pence, you're going to get Freedom membership for a month, unlimited standard delivery. So whatever else you buy this month, you're going to get unlimited standard delivery. You won't have to pay. There's no contract. You can opt out at any time, and also you're going to get exclusive discounts, a monthly newsletter, and a member's badge. If you do want to opt out, and something, forgive me, I should have said this earlier on. So please become a Freedom member to get the best price on that complete collection. But then at the end of the month, if you do want to opt out, you have to actually opt out. Simple to do, just opt out and you're golden. So that's Freedom membership. But what I would say with the complete collection, you're better off, you're better served becoming a Freedom member, because non-Freedom members, your saving is £8. As a Freedom, and by £8, I know it says £5 on your screen, it's because there was a £3 saving with the one-day special as well. So that's where the £8 comes from. With Freedom membership, you're saving £17.89. So that £3 saving from the one-day special, and then $14.89. And then you're getting, remember, whether you're a Freedom member or not, you're still going to be getting that bonus gift worth $11.99. This stamp set that was designed exactly the same time as the complete collection. Tracy designed this to go with the complete collection. You are getting it as a birthday gift, because we are celebrating the 4th birthday of a phenomenal company that is AALL Create. So, and just take advantage of the flexi payments as well. So you're getting an awful lot, and I really do mean that, an awful lot of stamps. 98.93 if you're not a Freedom member, but if you're a Freedom member, your first flexi payment, $29.68, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but we're approaching half the stock.
Wow.
Half the stock in 42 minutes, Tracy.
Oh, I'm so pleased people like them. I
I'm
really
pleased
am.
for you.
I'm so
genuinely
pleased.
for
Thank you so much.
I'll hand back to you then, Tracy.
So what I'm doing now is I'm making this card as I made it at home.
Okay.
I'm not necessarily making it the way you should make it.
Okay.
In other words, what you would normally do is you would place your stencil down first before sticking these elements down.
You would, yeah.
But what I'm trying to do is get you to have an insight about the way my layers develop.
Okay.
So I looked at this at one stage and thought, no, it just needs a little bit more layers. So I spent a bit of time taking photographs and just looking at the image before I finish. So I decided that I wanted a few squares. So I'm using Absy's square stencil.
Okay, so this is from the geometric collection. So we used the stamps from this set a little bit earlier on the border, and these are the stencils now, also including that set.
And what I do is I don't lift it until I've finished. Now, these are only going to be subtle details, very subtle details, but the details that are important to me. I don't know whether the camera can see. Can you see the very pale squares here? If you just come,
Yeah, no,
yes, I think we can see that. So you may ask yourself, is that important? Yes, it is. You're building the layers, and because you've put these colours in these letters, you're bringing it to the foreground so that it's all cohesive. And Karen, my friend, will be taking the mickey now because I'm always saying cohesive. So every time she messages me, she always says that word. So, you see, I'm known as being quite quirky, you see, Yanis, So I'm just adding a few more of these squares. Could you just give me a time check, please, Yanis?
Yeah, you've got around about, around about 9 minutes left.
Where does the time go?
The time thief here at Hochanda.
Oh, it's just amazing.
Yeah. But I have to say, considering you started with a blank piece of paper, what you've achieved so far looks incredible.
I want people to see that, you know, whether you create a card or whatever it is, you should be proud of what you make.
Yeah.
And you put your heart and soul into it. So when you hand somebody a gift, you're giving a gift with feeling.
Right.
So I'm now going to add the bird here.
What was it like when, so obviously you've designed the stamps, what was it like when you got the physical samples to play with?
Oh, that's the best bit. It's that and watching the design team, because the design team always do something different to me. Abs does something different to me, and that's the best bit.
And I would imagine the same feeling when you see viewers, obviously in your groups, playing with your stamps.
We do workshops, because I do workshops online, and honestly, I know every designer says it. Well, you know, we've got a lovely community, but seriously, we've got a lovely community. They're so lovely, and they're so talented, trust me. Trust me.
I know we've got viewers watching across the globe. We've got so many viewers joining us in America, Europe, of course the UK as well. You're all part of the Hochanda family. 2 groups worth joining, and please do it if you haven't already. If you're on Facebook, it's AALL Create Fanatics, and it was also your group, Tracy?
It's Tracy Evans Craft Addicts.
Tracy Evans Craft Addicts. So do join both. If you're a fan of AALL Create, it's well worth it. You can find both on Facebook.
So what I'm doing now is I'm using the other bird set. Now, just because you've got a bird set here and it's got birds on it doesn't mean that I can't use little bits of it. So I'm just going to use this bird text here.
Nice.
I'm all tongue-tied. I get all excited when it's a birthday event, and then when people like your stamps, you know, I'm a bit like those children at Christmas. You know, I get all excited.
It's been such a good birthday event, though.
Yeah, it's been fabulous.
Yeah.
I'm just, you know, pleased to be part of it.
I don't think it would have been an AALL Create birthday event without you, would it, Tracy?
Without me mithering abs. So we've got the word bird here.
Yeah.
And then I've got another word on this stamp set, which is nature.
Okay.
So I'm going to use the nature. And you know, I've thoroughly enjoyed making this sample because I don't feel rushed.
Yeah.
I don't feel rushed making it. So it's been a pleasure. So I'm just move that out the way, just add the word nature. And I'm just trying to show those ladies and gentlemen that are a bit daunted with stamps that it doesn't take much to stamp.
Yeah.
It really doesn't take. You make a load of mess like I've done, but it doesn't take much to. And what you need to do is get into good habits. So even when you're stamping a sentiment, just blot. Unless you've got time to leave it to dry or you want to dry it with your heat tool. If you don't want to dry it with your heat tool, then please blot. It's important that you blot.
Right.
So I'm just cutting these out freehand. Normally I would do it on my cutter just so that I've got it precise. But really, to be honest, because the bird's quite quirky, it's nice to have the sentiments a little bit quirky. So even if you're a little bit ski-whiffed with your sentiment, guess what? You can just tell everybody it was made that way.
Nice. Just to show you, we've got details on the screen right now. If you did want to split the collection in half and just go for this set of 3 stamps, you can do that. If you do that, you will be getting the birthday bonus gift. Let me just show you here. Now, it won't be the complete collection one. It will be this one here. So anything else you buy on the show, apart from the complete collection, this is the birthday bonus gift you'll receive today. It is 1 per customer that you get, but it's worth $7.99 and it's a lovely little gift. Now, if you do want to go for the set of 3, details on your screen, $43.97. We're just conscious of the fact everybody has different budgets, so if that suits your budget better, you've still got flexi payments of $21.99, $837-454. But the complete collection, it really is extremely busy, and it's where a lot of you you are going. It is the best value in terms of getting this collection. You're saving. Now we're just going to jump straight to Freedom membership because I don't want anybody paying that full price. I want you all to pay £89.04. You're actually saving £17.89 because you're getting the £3 saving from the one-day special. 3 flexi payments of £29.68. You are better off becoming a Freedom member, and I'm so sorry to sound like a broken record. I'm just conscious of the fact we're always getting new viewers joining us throughout the hour. So if you're going for that complete collection, become a Freedom member, save on your P&P, enjoy Freedom membership for the month, and then at the end of the month you can opt out. There is no contract. Okay, Tracy.
Okay, so just thinking about little details again, we haven't finished. Because we've got a pine cone in the image here, I'm just going to give my little bird a little pine cone, so just do a few doodles and then just give him a little pine cone charm.
Okay, you've got 5 minutes, just to let you know.
I just can't believe that. I'm like, oh, carry on for about another half an hour.
Well, good news is you can carry on for another hour at 8 o'clock.
Yes,
we'll be
true.
back together.
But I just want to bring this to life a little bit more.
Okay.
So these are the little touches that you should take your time on. So we're just adding little bits of adhesive, just here, there and everywhere.
A bit of glue, yeah.
So we're just adding that. Just add a few down here. And it's very precise, as you can see. I'm very precise.
Very.
So what I'm going to do
try
then...
and recreate that pattern every time?
Yeah, exactly. So I'm just going to add some mica flakes.
Nice. Oh, yeah.
Because then if you've maybe squished a bit of glue, your mica flakes, and what's usually a good idea is to stick some paper underneath so you capture all the other ones, rather than let them flirt all over the place. So
It's
just press that down.
Flirting around.
You can always rely on me to be professional. So you just... And then we've got a couple of little touches, just place... Of course, now his little pine cone has come off. We'll sort that in a second.
Well spotted.
Just spotted before I put it in the pot.
I was going to say, we'll be hunting for that all night.
But I don't want you to just forget these little details. Do a little doodle around your square. It's important that you just show that that square is absolutely there, that you just show it's there.
Yeah.
Just a few little doodles, just here and there. Nothing precise. You're not going for precise at all. Just place that there. And then what I want to do, just to add to the whole design, is add a little paper clip. Because the idea for me was this is going onto a piece of mount board.
Yeah.
Mine is actually on mount board.
Oh, okay.
So that it's more sturdy and it looks professional.
Yeah.
So what I want to do now, just let's, you know, make the bird a little bit more funky. So we're going to give him a little monocle.
Nice. Now, how did you do the monocle?
With a jump ring.
Oh, clever.
So we're just going to, and that glue disappears, it will be clear.
Okay.
And when I'm at home, obviously you're not on live TV, I spend 10 minutes doing this.
Okay.
So I won't do that on live TV,
No,
but
all
I
right.
do that because, you know, it literally will be like watching paint dry. And then a few splatters.
Yeah. Tracy, this looks so good.
And then you add that to your piece of mount board, which you colour with brown all around the edges. And then you've got something that can go on a canvas and is a proper work of art, rather than when people say it's just a card. That's more than just a card.
That really is. What a great job. Tracy.
I loved that.
And I love working with you. You are so good. And I have to say, you're infectious with your talent. You know, with your inspirations, I watch you, and I know at home viewers will be agreeing with me. I kind of look at the techniques. I want to give it a go. And
but that's
think
what I
about
want.
all the techniques you crammed into that one piece.
And it's
so
enjoyable.
many.
It's enjoyable. It takes you out. You know, you forget everything. It takes you out of yourself.
I think you're
I love
so
it.
good. I really do,
Thanks, Janice.
Tracy. I'm so glad you're part of AALL Create and you're here at
Thank
Hochanda.
you.
We're very lucky to have you. I hope you're enjoying this hour. So, unfortunately, time has beaten us, but good news is Tracy's going to be back at 8 o'clock. And as you can see, her passion is really sharing techniques and allowing you to get the most out of your collection. We've got a big update, though. Half the stock has gone in the first hour. Are you kidding? And I'm genuinely surprised because I was chatting to Abs before the show and we had Thing is with stock updates, it is relative. It's how much starting stock do we have. Obviously, we're giving you updates here. But AALL Create, as a company, they're able to bring a lot of stock to a one-day special. The fact we're standing here now saying half the stock is gone is a huge compliment to AALL Create and also Tracy's fantastic designs. She has given you so much to play with here, and I can't stress that enough. Actually, I tell you, I'm really conscious of the fact, because there's so much here, and I want you to be aware of what you're getting, because it's one of those things, there is so much, you can get overwhelmed. Let's just start here and work our way down and think about all the designs. Oh, we only got 40 seconds, so we have to be quick. So you're getting all of this. This is I shouldn't have started it. But you can see all of the stamps that you are getting there in one collection, and on top of it you are getting that bonus gift as well, worth $11.99, and this was designed to go specifically with the complete collection at the same time that Tracy was designing that. That's worth $11.99. If you're going for the complete collection, please become a Freedom member. You are saving money. Tracy, thank you so much.
Thanks ever so much.
You are a star, an
Oh,
absolute
thank you.
superstar. I love
Thank
working with you. Tracy and myself will be back at 8 o'clock, and I hope you can join us. It's going to be a great hour. Thank you for your